Everything's better when you don't have to see someone all the time.
It's so true.
Yeah,
It's so true.
We were kind of touching on that the other day when we were talking.
That's right. Marriage is so hard.
Yeah, the longer you know someone, I was telling Ian, like the longer you know someone, the more you'll find that the more you'll see the things that you don't like about them. The more you'll recognize like how, like what they really are. You know, people's like act falls apart when you live with them.
Yeah. I like the act, you know, and that's why like marriage is so hard. It's like, damn, you really gotta fucking like somebody to like do that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like people are exhausting to me.
Yeah,
and it's just like. It's not like I enjoy talking to you guys, but generally when people talk to me, my goal is like, stop talking to me.
Yeah, and I've said this in the past too. It's like, I love you guys. You guys are just my absolute favorite people in the world. You know, it's like, it doesn't get much better than you guys, right? And even I think if I saw you guys 7 days a week, like I'd probably get pissed off with you guys too.
Yeah, I'm sure we would
like,
annoy each other eventually. I think like if we had to live with each other, I'm sure we would annoy each other, but I think it would be better than with other people, you know?
Yeah. And I think we'd be aware enough to know that we're all annoyed by each other, so we'd all like find ways to escape.
Yeah.
Not take it the wrong way.
Yeah, but
you get what I'm saying.
Like we're all going to our individual rooms in the room.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, people are bound to annoy you. That's what I was thinking. I was also like, it's interesting to talk about maybe more because we don't have a lot of time. But how can I feel that because of all those problems and what people are and like, you know, their lack of sanity, to say the least, you know, just, and how can marriages truly work, you know, or long-term relationships? Sometimes I feel like maybe because in part, obviously I'm biased because every relationship I've seen is like, leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
I wonder like, how do people, does anybody truly make that work where they're generally mostly happy?
I think we had this conversation. I think it's possible. I just think it's more.
It's just more rare.
I think it's more rare now. This is my theory. I feel back in the day, people. I'm talking like
Middle Ages.
Yeah, like 200 years ago at least. I think there was less of individuality and
That's true.
more of like a known reason to survive. You know.
So people were more like together because of that.
Yeah, even if you. This is like fucked up, but like arranged marriages like tend to work out like pretty well for some reason.
That's true, and
because they kill you if you leave.
no, but I think in general, it's
because why?
I don't know, Jeff. This is kind of your thing, so I'll let you go on.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think I think to go on?
I think it's because everyone accepts like there's a certain role, and you're both understanding of that role, so you make the best of it. It's kind of like it's predetermined. I think when
like they accept that just has to be done.
Yeah, and then
like their duty.
You're more okay. Yeah, you're more okay with that, and like I guess the culture around it kind of brings you up that way. But now it's like we're in a culture of individuality and like self-searching. So it's like you don't want to follow these things, and then there's a certain anxiety with searching, and we don't just accept that. You know, we work for our parents on like the farm or whatever, and then once we're like 17, 18, you find some woman and you have some kids and you raise them, and there's like this known, it's like this is life, and things were slower, there was less I think stimulus to like distract you from the main course, what it was, and maybe that was simpler, and simpler doesn't necessarily mean worse, simple just means less. And it's like the essentials. And I think you could, if possible, you could find a lot of like happiness within that. And I'm not saying everybody was happy back then.
Yeah.
Or that all arranged marriages work or anything like that.
I actually knew somebody at my old job in the awful cafeteria. A lady there has an arranged marriage. She was still married to the guy.
And how'd she feel about it?
She said that, she kind of said that she doesn't love him, but that like, kind of this feeling, kind of like what you were saying, actually, oddly enough, that there's this duty to remain in that way.
Right.
There is no such a, like, divorce is not part of that, it's not even an option,
Right.
Like, that just will be, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's crazy, like, I don't know. In a sense, like, I guess it could work in some ways, but yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But I feel like, even doing it at your own volition, it doesn't, like, I don't know.
I think there's more weight to marriage too back then.
Yeah.
People were more religious, and there's, we can knock the Christians and stuff where they're like, "Oh, you're ruining marriage with whatever they do with marriage." I'm not saying like gay people. I'm just saying
Yeah.
you know
Gay
whatever
cakes.
rules. But it's like even now, it's like
We had a discussion.
who was
about
King? Was it King James? One of these motherfuckers that rewrote the thing so you could get divorced.
Was that him?
that. Oh,
I'm talking about?
yeah.
Some fucking English motherfucker.
Was it Henry? It wasn't Henry VIII, was it?
I don't know.
I know what he's talking about. Yeah, he didn't like his wife, and because she couldn't give him a child,
Oh yeah.
and so he fell in love with this other
Henry
girl.
VIII?
I think it might have been Henry VIII. I don't know.
He killed mad bitches.
Yeah, and then basically it's like he couldn't deal with that, and so he knew that the head of the Roman Catholic Church wasn't going to allow for an annulment of his marriage. So
he
then he's
rewrote-
like, yeah, Protestantism. And he goes like real hard on Protestantism, and then he just like slips that in there too. And he's like, and we'll be able to get divorces. I'm the king. Let's do it. And then that's how Protestantism took over England and the United Kingdom.
But I think that was like a corruptious kind of thought that kind of like, you know, it got into like, once it's out there, it's like, hey, they do it, you know, and it just creeps away into everything.
Yeah.
And now you can get married and there's almost not a stigma about like the commitment to it, you know. People get like divorced all the fucking time.
Yes.
Now it's like 50% divorce rate. Is that where we're at now?
Let's check.
Some like fucking
I
ridiculous.
I can tell you.
Oh, you just looked it up the other day, huh?
No, but I can tell you this because usually that statistic, people say that statistic isn't true. I think I read an article that brings into question: is it true? Is it not true? And why do people say it's true? Why is it not true? That kind of crap.
Yeah.
And supposedly this is correct. All things considered, yeah, the divorce rates are very high. It could be something around like 40 to 50%, supposedly. I think how many people stay married and don't want to stay married. That's a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, so I would say, I would guess like maybe 65% of people are unhappily married, if I had to guess. But then again, like, it's just so hard to come together in that way. Like you're saying, how can you, you know, I mean, you can do it and you can live, right? And, you know, everything can look fine, but how can you be happy being with somebody forever? You know, and all that, considering what people are and all their, like, how fucked up they are. And, like, me too, you know, but, like, all that, all those issues with, like, just people's minds.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%.
How the hell do you, like, how can you be happy like that? I mean, I guess it's possible, but just, like, I met a lot of people. I'm like, I don't know about this.
As a married man, I'll say this, and I'll be quick, Jeff, so you can make your point. It's like, I do feel like it is part duty, and it's not like romance anymore. It's like, the idea is not to be, like, romantically, at least for me, you know, it's not about being romantically, like, stimulated to the fullest degree all the time. Like, not that. And I think that's, like, a lot of people's problem is that they devote themselves to that idea, and, like, they never grow into, I guess, a little bit of a drier,
Hatred.
not as fun. But it is, it's like, look, society has to continue. It's like, and I feel like for society to continue functionally, like, you have to have families. You know, and that means like having parents with a child to raise them properly. Otherwise, we end up in like a dystopian world where it's like everybody just like offloads their gametes at a facility. They fucking mash them up optimally, and then like babies come out of like a plant. You know, it's like I don't know how that works, but
Can you customize your baby?
no, the government will customize the baby, of course.
According to government standards.
Well, they'll look at things and they'll be like mixing, yeah, and they'll be like, oh, okay, we need some more like.
Beeps and boops.
Yeah, some more of these people. But anyway, so I feel like there is a responsibility not just to your... It's not just about what you want. It's about our commitment to society.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm kidding.
Well, maybe, you know, you can say that, but...
No, I wouldn't genuinely say that. But I'm saying... It's weird, because, yeah, that's what I thought that was before. I think that maybe it's just, you know... Somebody on Reddit says, like, we're more built to survive than we are to be happy. You know?
That's a really good...
like,
quote.
you know, it's... And it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying. You know, it's not that you're going to be thrilled with your life, you know, being married to somebody and raising kids, because obviously it's going to suck at least some of the time.
Yeah.
To say the least. But then you have to do that for things to continue, you know?
It's very hard work raising a child.
Yeah. Even if, like, you had the perfect mind, you know, you handled every problem perfectly, let's say, everything would still be hard.
Yeah. And I mean, that's like...
Thanks.
That's what I was going to say, too, about the statistic thing, where it's like, that high percentage of marriages failing doesn't surprise me for that reason. It's just because most people, the majority of people generally are so fucked up in so many ways as to like already set them off like on a bad start, and then it's like, okay, well, let's combine two of these people and see like how well they work together.
I'm gonna tell you why arranged marriages work.
You've already forced somebody to marry you, haven't you?
I'm gonna
Mail order bride.
I'm gonna call it the desert island theory, and this is the theory. You get what do you call a ship? I guess it's called a shipwreck. Let's say there's a shipwreck, right?
Okay.
There's only 2 survivors, a man and a woman. They wind up on a desert island.
Okay.
It's like, by nature, I think those 2 will just become together. Like, there's no other choice.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're both victims to this, like, circumstance.
They're gonna have to
And they're forced to cooperate for survival. And then eventually they'll make it work, and they'll become, like, a unit. And they'll live together, and they'll find happiness within that. And I think arranged marriages is the same way. It's not like the male is like, all right, that's going to be my wife. It's like they're both, it's the male and the female are both chosen, by their parents,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's like, you're going to marry whatever's daughter. And it's like, you're going to marry whatever's son. They're both victims to, like, be smashed together. So they both have common ground already, like.
Right.
You know, as like weird as common ground is, that it's like, I don't want to do this, and I have weird feelings about this, and it's like blah 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 blah. And I think because they're on that desert island together, they're forced to like live and like cooperate, and I think eventually like a romance develops, because I think that just happens naturally between a man and a woman. You know, unless one of them's gay.
Yeah, you have to fuck.
That'll probably fuck things up a bit. But
But
other than that, if you're both like into the opposite sex, I think they'll just naturally eventually like something is going to happen. For the most part, I'd say for like 90% or whatever the separation percentage is in arranged marriages.
So somebody said that's a really cool theory, by the way.
I like how you tell things, because you interject with something, and at first it's like it builds in a like satisfying way, because it started off like picture on that, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a long thing. But then like it gets like it grabs my attention just at the right like intervals, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a cool idea, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you. That makes me happy.
Yeah, you are good at that, Jeff. And like I was talking about,
It's like scary at first, because I'm like, oh, is this gonna be like something or not? I think it's always good, pretty much.
I sneak some rambles.
that's a good talent though, like being able to like tell a story.
Because I try to be more hard hitting faster, but you build up slower. But like it works. It's cool, you know. I'm afraid to like lose attention, so I'm like.
And I also like your now that we're complimenting each other. I really admire your almost interview-esque kind of like rapid fire questions sometimes. Like you'll get into like, it's like you have like 10 questions lined up, and you're just like trying to like catch them off guard. It's like, what do you think about this? What about this? And I'm like, I like seeing that. You'll do that to like Ian sometimes, and I'm like watching it happen. I'm like, I also want to know the answer for all. It's like, it's good that you're asking this. Like, these are good questions, you know.
Thanks. Yeah.
A lot of people do not do that, and
No, I don't know many people that do that at all.
it kind of, I'm like, yeah. It's like I could, like, we just saw a revolution asking questions like that. I saw it on the streets, so I'm clapping.
But yeah, it's hard to live with people, basically.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's weird. Yeah, people are so bizarre. Me too, though. 'Cause people have like people sense. Like I think that one thing as you get closer to people, like hang out with people a lot, is like like you see their like dark realities, and then you think like people have like bizarre like everybody. I would guess everybody has some like bizarre sensitivity, you know, or something that's like out of whack. Like your reaction to that thing is like not reasonable, you know, or something. And then when I see it, like, or somebody, like, for, like, something crazy that, I don't know.
Somebody's damaged in some way.
Yeah.
Like, there's a dent in there.
Yeah, like, I have that too, I think. On some, I mean, although they've been ironed out more, but they're still there to some degree. And then it's like somebody, like, you'll watch a movie about a dog and somebody will start crying, like, you're crying? Like, well, how could that possibly be a thing, you know? But, like, something like that, you know? Everybody's, like, containing their subtle insanities, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just, like, bizarre when you see that. It's like, oh, okay.
I was going to comment on something similar to that before, and when you were talking about like how do these marriages even work, it's like I think part of it is like compartmentalizing.
Yeah.
And I think people end up like, you know, you have to kind of compartmentalize like your neuroses or whatever it is, and you know, you just, it's not the healthiest way, but I feel like it's a way that works for people. and that's like how people get through
It's
it.
not something I would recommend, but it's one way to live.
Yeah, exactly. It's something like that where it's like, maybe, weird. And that's why I think culture used to like provide certain rituals and experiences that I think were kind of strictly designed to offset some of the tensions of marriage and family life,
And, like the cultural norms before.
Yeah, like that, like, having, let's say, your church activities,
Yeah.
or, it's like the guys get together and go do this, and the ladies get
Yeah.
together and go do that, and it's like...
Boys want to go out for some crusading tonight?
Yeah.
But I think there was more shit like that, where it's like,
Yeah, I also like, because of all that and like other like realities, I feel like usually before I would feel like it's hard to have tolerance for when people like pull that insanity card. It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm sensitive about the highway, so now we have to go on the back roads and spend 2 hours longer. Something like that,
yes.
I used to have like a lot less patience for like, I'm like, it just shouldn't be that way, Like I can't like cater to that. Or
That's how I feel, actually. Like, I can't, like, let that be a guiding principle.
Yeah.
That's not a good guiding principle to me.
it's hard to like navigate that. And like at work, like I'll see that too. Sometimes it's like, I was like, oh, this person is like playing this trick or something, It's just like, and it's like, and it's hard. It's like I have to navigate everybody's like insanity, And I guess I have to navigate mine.
Do you ever see somebody do that with you and you're like, come on, man, you're trying to like, do this shit?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, they're trying to get that angle, but it's like, you know your shit, so it's like,
It's like when somebody tries to sell you something, but clearly it's a bad deal.
yeah.
And they're like, and I'm like, do you think I'm believing you? It's like, yeah, sign me up for this, another pyramid, like those pyramid schemes.
Yeah,
Ah.
you could tell it because it's like pushy. I think a good salesman is nonchalant. I think a good salesman doesn't care if you buy. They just think you're like missing out. It's like,
And a good salesman gives like specific details. Now you can make up to $1 million.
yeah, they don't start off that way. It's like, sell me your product. I think that's why I kind of did decent in sales. So I like the product I was selling.
And you knew how to play it cool.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be there. It's like, you want some coffee then? I'll make it. It's like I don't care. I'll just make it.
We're just hanging out.
We're just hanging out. Just have some coffee. It's free. It's like you want. It's like you don't have to buy anything.
I'm gonna make it for you.
That's what I told him. It's like I'll make you some coffee. I'm gonna tell you how it works as I'm making it because
That's my job.
yeah. So it's like enjoy it. It's like it's this price. They're all just as good. It's like it's pretty dope, no?
And you were what? You said you were like the top.
I would say so. There was there was a competition to see how many who sold the most, and then they'd give you like a certain amount to like the top 3, and they made
your golden espresso cup.
Yeah, there was like
that would have been good actually.
it was regional ones, so I was included in like the tri-state area,
Oh, nice.
like that kind of thing.
Competitive
Out of
sales.
like the list, let's say it's 3 pages worth of list, like 1, 2, 3. I was in the middle page on like the upper half, so I was like out of like the decent people, I was like upper decent.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I was surprised. I was like, oh shit, I thought it was gonna be terrible. Like, this ain't bad. But like the people who were like on top were like slinging dick. I was like, damn. Or they got like really good location or something.
Were they like
Yeah.
vastly ahead of the?
Yeah, it was like way ahead. I was
That's the
like,
Pareto
damn.
principle, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Top producers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a combination of they're a good salesman. It's a good area for that, and probably like expertise or something like that.
Yeah, I think I'd like to believe, and this is just my opinion, that it's pretty much, it comes down to like the person, really. It's like, if you put a good person in a bad area, they might fail, but they might do good too. But if you put a good person in a good area, they're definitely going to succeed. Whereas like if you put a bad person in a good area, they'll probably still fail. If you put a bad person in a good area, it's like they might succeed.
But what about the McDonald's principle?
What is the McDonald's
It's
principle?
real estate. They're a real estate business, not a burger business.
How did you hear about that?
You told me.
Okay, just checking. Because I was like, did you read that too somewhere?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
So this is what Ian said, but
Ian's
it's McDonald's has. It's not about like how good their burgers is.
I knew that part.
It's the real estate. It's they're really convenient. intersection, wherever they're placed, like the real estate where it's
okay.
placed is like perfect for that.
Their main angle is how well they position themselves more so than what they sell.
Basically.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah.
So,
I don't like McDonald's burgers, like, I feel like are bad. Like, I don't like them.
they're not good. I used to like them as a kid for some reason.
I like Burger King better. I mean, it's all absolutely crap, but it's, in terms of its health benefit,
I had Wendy's the other day.
But Burger King, I actually like the taste.
Oh, yeah?
Kind of it. But it's also bad. It also feels like it feels wrong to eat it almost till it gets in the way.
Yeah. I feel that more nowadays. Like, I eat like shit, and it's like, I just feel bad. Like, I feel sorry, like, I hurt myself or something.
Yeah, I ate like too much last night.
Like, I could feel it.
Yeah, when the burger's like sweet, it's like, it's like how did like a sugary taste get in here? It doesn't feel right.
But like the Burger King, like the whole Burger King enterprise is so depressing. I feel like it should almost be illegal for that to exist. Although I don't want people to lose their jobs, but it's like you walk into it and how the people are working, and like usually it's not the cleanest place.
I don't know. The one I've been to is pretty okay.
Maybe that one here sucks. I'm sorry.
I love when I see like a good manager of like a fast food restaurant. Like that gives me like hope for humanity. Is like somebody can like own that position and actually do a good job of it.
I could never be a manager at a Burger King.
And the employees too. It's like, because everybody knows that job sucks,
Yeah.
I think if you get camaraderie working, you can make it like a good spot.
Yeah.
I think minimum wage, like places like that, are the best for like hangout atmosphere. If you got a good hangout atmosphere, it's like it can make, if like your coworkers are like cool, it's not that bad going to work. That's how I felt like ShopRite. Like I liked a lot of the people there.
I didn't have that.
experience.
But it's like for minimum wage, you can like bullshit. There's no, you have unlimited lives, so to speak. You can just bullshit and like do whatever you want if you really think about it. So if you can get like a manager that it's like you can work but you can like play, it's like that will give you so much more incentive.
Yeah, looking back at my old jobs, I couldn't imagine doing that now. I would kill myself. It was so awful.
Does your landlord like? It sounds like he's listening to Tool or something.
I think his son likes because his son likes metal music or metal.
Okay. I was like, maybe we should be tripping.
How old is he?
Probably like our age.
Oh, really?
I don't think he lives there, but I think he visits or something. I don't know. He might live there.
And he shows his parents the new metal music he's listening to.
Yeah. I think about it. It's so different, yeah.
Oh, that happened to me with my parents. We're both Portuguese, So,
oh yeah. What do they say about your metal like?
They didn't really say anything, to be honest. I don't know if they like think.
Really?
Of it's like, do they understand? Like,
do they listen to music?
Yeah, they listen to music. It's like, it's crazy, Like, my dad taps his fingers and shit when music happens, It's not like they don't know music. My mom sings and stuff, all the time. And, they know music and shit. But it's like they don't seek it out that much. I mean, they have radio, like a set. Actually, my mom, now that I showed her YouTube, she finds music all the time.
Oh yeah, mom's on YouTube too. That's so funny.
It's crazy. My mom's she'll tell me Facebook stories because she doesn't have my mom's smart. It's I didn't teach her about internet security, but she doesn't even have her real name on there.
Oh, good.
She has her last name, but it's in Portugal, Matias is still pretty common.
That's
So she's Maria Matias on there, and everyone calls her Ines or Ines, I should say. She gets mad when I say Ines. But so she's yeah, I added this person. I sent them a message, and it was some cryptic message. She was fucking with them. You're trolling these I found my old cousin from whatever and all. And then it's funny because the way it's their culture is so different. So she emailed this stranger. The stranger doesn't know who she is, and the stranger sent back another wicked. It wasn't talking. It's who the fuck are you? It was sup? What? Whatever way we talk. But it was she sent some poetic shit, some discreet, mysterious, and then he retorted back with some hidden mystique, it was some Chinese proverb shit, back and forth. I'm
cool.
What the fuck's going on? Just tell them who you are. I guess this is it kind of makes you happy to see that because I enjoy that, and it's oh, maybe this is where I get it from, because my mom's a lot more sneaky than she lets on,
right?
And it's I'm more sneaky than I let on. And it's that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
That's why she's mad when I'm sneaky. So I gotta be sneakier. Maybe she was training me.
All these years.
That's so kung fu movie.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that movie, Bastard Sword, right?
Yeah.
Swordsman.
Yeah.
Swordsman.
This
What's
Friday, we should watch it if you don't mind.
Oh,
If we
yeah.
go to the studio.
I'm down with that.
I want to play God of War, the new one.
I heard it's like amazing.
Yeah, that's
Like,
such
even
a
the
cool
story is, like,
series.
amazing.
Yeah, it's such a great game.
I heard it
like-
makes you cry and shit.
Yeah, I like so. I wish I could. I'll probably that's the
God,
only
for
game I
makes
really
you
want to
cry.
play. I don't want to spend $400 to like play one game. You know?
God of emotion. Yeah.
I remember the kid who lived downstairs from me had an N64, and he had what was the Zelda game? That was Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah,
and I
never
wanted to
played
buy
that.
N64 just to play Ocarina
Yeah.
of Time. That game looks so amazing, it's so fun. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, God of War looks so good. I'm like, oh man.
But yeah, God of War. I watched.
Did
the
you play it?
I have not. I haven't
Have
played
you?
fucking video games.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's so good.
The trailer. I watched the trailers and like look at the production stuff that
So
goes
don't-
into this more now than
Yeah.
playing the games.
Yeah.
And
Well, like I haven't played it like in a long time, but I played the like all of them up until the last one. I just saw like a trailer for the last one.
yeah, it looks. His son is in it now.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think
him and
that's
his
like
son.
a big thing. It's like you're teaching your kid.
That's why PS4 between the three of us thinking which one will play the game.
We should split it.
This is
Pass it around.
yeah. Speaking of split it, now this is just a crazy idea. Imagine one day if we could split like a cabin or something,
Yeah.
and we can get like our own spot,
Yo, I'd be like so down with that.
and then we could split it, and then
You
it's
have a
like
timeshare.
yeah,
You mean like purchase it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
between the three of us,
That would be
or maybe even get Flavio in on it.
You know, it'd be cool too. Maybe it'd be cool. I was gonna say during a certain time of the year we could Airbnb it, but that's like I don't know if I want other people there.
Yeah, but anyway, that's an option anyway. You could do with something like that.
Fabio's cool too.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of other people doing.
Yeah,
anything.
rather like people we know, but keep it like super small.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want like to rent it, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to.
No, I was like
Yeah, I
just
mean,
throwing
maybe
that in
you
the
could-
air.
But maybe. I kind of want it to be like, I don't know, because people are disgusting.
That's true. But Airbnb, they're pretty chill, right? I don't know. I guess I
Yeah, for
wouldn't
the
know.
most part.
But anyway, primary idea being that we could have that spot.
Yeah,
for
that
us, and then-
maybe.
And then it
You
would,
can probably talk me into renting.
later on, I have like the
free real
presentation.
estate.
I'm like, look at the revenue we can get from this thing.
Where would we do it? Like close by? Like
I think-
Upstate New York.
I would say it would obviously take a lot of research. You know?
Upstate New York, I think is.
Upstate New York would be great.
would it be
Pennsylvania-
cheap though?
It would be great.
I mean, Upstate New York is way cheaper.
I hear a lot of good shit about North Carolina too.
New Hampshire. How far away is that?
New
Because
Hampshire.
I hear it's really cheap over there, especially.
Yeah,
for
but that's
property
like a far distance.
Yeah, that's what I'm. One.
We're
What,
in
what
upstate-
is it? Is it like 6 hours? Because I mean, some parts of upstate New York are 4 to 6 hour drives.
True, but I was thinking maybe like a little bit, maybe the one that's like 2 hours away. You know?
2 hours.
Yeah, I was thinking 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, because it might be too much of a nuisance. Like, I mean, maybe I could fly there, but like, you know, I don't want to have to fly there.
Yeah,
Also,
2
Delaware-
to 3 hours you could drive.
Yeah.
After work, you
Yeah.
know, make
Yeah.
a weekend out of
Yeah.
it if you really want.
Delaware.
you know?
Oh, that's cool too, dude. Delaware is nearby as well.
Even like, I mean, if it's
Yeah, Delaware.
maybe like I would say no more than 3 hours driving.
Okay, well that
Right?
kind of narrows it down.
Yeah,
considerably.
that's perfect.
That's
because
all right,
We
'cause-
can get there before dark if we have
Yeah,
to.
and it's cool to have it to be farther than like half an hour, but not like 8 hours. You know.
Yeah.
Like for one, I think one region.
I definitely want to do that, and that's like we can do that like sooner than later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one region that I've liked a lot is the Finger Lakes region of
Okay.
New York, which
You know-
is kind of northwest. It's
Oh,
like
that'd be so sick, and
so-
then we can take turns vacationing there. We can all vacation there together too.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
either
guys.
or, and so it's like
Both.
yeah, so you just go like this way, and then I think, and that's close to like Ithaca, New York, and stuff like that. So maybe like a little before Ithaca.
There's you say a body of water. What is it?
The Finger Lakes are like these long lakes that
Okay.
come down.
Kind of like the Great Lakes.
Yeah, you could. I mean, is this? Oh, you're using it for the audio, but I mean, you could even look it up real quick.
Yeah,
like a
they're
map
like,
of New
it's
York.
like that shape.
Can I
That's
open
fine.
your computer? I'll just show you real quick.
Uh,
Or is that getting too much out of the scope of?
no, I think it's
chat?
fine. I mean, I can look at it later.
Okay,
But I understand what you're saying. But you're saying around there it's very nice, right?
it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful area, and there's no like Ithaca is a good.
That Cornell is there, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's a kind of college town.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, I was going to say that it's like the other thing that I think is like it should be close enough to kind of civilization
Yes.
that like you know there's still something that like if you need something you
General
can get it.
store.
Yeah,
That,
because some of those
at least,
places
like,
are,
half hour
are
away.
so fucking far out
yeah,
there.
there's this cabin that I went to like a few years ago. That's perfect because like the town was like a 20-minute drive kind of like and the town was like a shop.
Can we
for
make
a
this a stipulation? 3
pharmacy.
hours away, and then 30 minutes from a general store.
That sounds good.
That
Yeah.
sounds
I
good.
like this pivot.
Yeah, so I was saying something like that. Yeah, like 20 minutes, like 20, 30 minutes away to get to where you would buy like everything. That's fine.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Cool. Oh man, I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
We could do that. That
This
sounds
is
fun.
good because now I have like a goal in life. And
That's
it's
good.
like I can work towards that.
That would be so cool because then it would be just ours. You don't have to worry about like, oh, you have to check out or check in, or what if
This
they're
ain't my land or whatever.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
like
it's on here.
some
Dude,
of
just
the-
like we were talking about. I was saying this. I was like, we're going to have this. And look,
Oh,
we can
yeah.
have it like right now.
Holy shit.
It's just that we can't have it like every day, but we can have it like.
Yeah.
But I mean, for some of us, I mean, dude, that could be a lot of time out of the year.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you can take
The whole
Well,
summer, I
something
could be
you
up
want.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't think you guys would mind. I would be
No.
looking after the place.
Yeah, you have to think. You have to just like clean it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rent it.
I show up just like I have to like make a stop just to make sure nobody has rented. Like you haven't rented it to anyone.
But dude, that could be really good. And like I said, like once you get out there, you can get some good shit. When I look at these places, it's like the mortgage payment would be like $1,200, and it's like, oh shit,
Really?
$1,200? That's an estimation, but
And is this like
for a house,
But no money down.
Yeah.
for a fucking 3-bedroom house,
But money down.
Right, not even like a
Well, the
cabin.
20% down payment and things like that. But I'm talking about like if we look for something like a cabin,
Should we make it 3 bedrooms?
Mm.
The stipulation.
but that's a big house though. I'm
That is
thinking
big.
like it should be like a smaller thing,
Yeah.
We could sleep on the floor.
Like, dude, remember that trip we took with Zeus Krakis and
Mhm,
Alessa?
yeah.
That cabin, I love that cabin.
How big was it?
It
compared
was
to this
tiny.
apartment?
It was like the size of this room. It was tiny.
I would have liked something a little nicer than that.
But I'm just saying, like, if you want to like get on it, like you go that scale,
Yeah.
not for like a big fucking house with 2 bathrooms.
I don't want no outhouse though.
No outhouse. Okay, indoor plumbing. We're talking indoor plumbing
I
here.
mean, we can have like the thing. No, maybe I don't care actually. I don't care.
Shit where I want. It's your land.
I'll
No.
shit. I don't mind shitting in an outhouse.
Shit.
Yeah, it would be so cool to get up there and garden all summer and just be like making a fucking garden.
But like your little old lady had like.
Yeah, digging
Oh
with
man,
a
on
spade.
the mole, a nice pitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be
With a
great.
little
It
bit
could
of
be
soccer
beautiful,
out there,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
What-
like
what-
soccer pitch?
Soccer pitch.
Oh,
I guess we'd have to get
small,
a-
a small one.
small pitch.
How much
Half
money
pitch.
are you willing to spend?
I mean, I think like it would be a question of like finding a good deal, And it's
Yeah.
like finding. I think for a monthly expense, I guess like if we could keep it like under 300 each, so that's like 900 a month for monthly expenses to own the place.
And then it's a property forever anyway. You could always
Yeah.
sell
Yeah,
it.
that's true. You could always sell it too.
Would we buy it all at once, like, or is that too
I
much?
think we'd have to save up for a down payment
like mortgage it?
and then take out a mortgage on it.
Yeah, I say we do like we would save up a nice down payment and then get a smaller
Yeah.
mortgage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
And
that
then,
way it's not as taxing. If
But
that
yeah,
makes sense.
that-
another
yeah.
thing too, though, is a lot of times like there are properties like people own those types of properties that are trying to get rid of them.
Right.
So it's like if you find somebody like who wants to like part with it, like you could do well, because it's like you just take it off their hands. It'll be hopefully in decent shape, or maybe it's like something that's fallen by the wayside a little bit, and now they have to, you're going to have to renovate it a little bit.
But that would be cool, like renovating.
Yeah, yeah.
Three
And
of us down there, manpower,
That's right.
some internet.
We could do it. And I mean, if push
I'll
comes
follow
to
you
shove, like Joe is like a master, like
And then we can learn from them.
we
Like a
could.
man.
Yeah, I would like a real bathroom.
A real bathroom okay, so indoor plumbing, 30 minutes from like all needs, 3 hour. Wait, was it 3 or 4 hour drive max?
3 hour max.
3 hour drive max. And I want it to be like land, like
Yeah, I want some.
not like a house, but like land when you look around.
Yeah, I don't
you
want
know?
to see neighbors.
So that's why I'm kind of like more inclined for like the cabin type vibe, because
Right.
it's like that way it's like on a mountain out of the
Right.
fucking
'Cause,
way.
like, yeah, because I mean, like a real little house would probably be really expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and then we can do a fire outside.
That's what I'm saying, fire pit.
Yeah.
And even if you wanted to, it could be
And
like
kill some motherfucking animals.
that's true. Maybe if you
We
want to
can-
do
You wanted to
hunting.
do that? It's like I want to kill an animal.
Oh yeah,
some shit.
oh yeah. The kids made me want to murder things.
Ah, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
ice
I'm like, I gotta kill a rabbit.
I'm like Joe Rogan out there.
Yeah, that's right. Bow hunting. I mean,
That would be sick.
You can do all this stuff.
It's
and
definitely.
maybe it could even be a good snowboarding, skiing spot for the winter. You know.
I don't know about snowboarding, but I like the idea of seeing.
I'll stay in Jersey for the winter. Right?
I want to ride an ATV. I don't know, that's too like high tech, but I want to ride one.
No,
I mean, it could be done, dude. I mean, for shit like that, like an ATV is actually
and
a
if we
useful
have
thing to
land,
have.
we can build other like a little garage thing or something.
We can start our own town like that, like the next
Studio
special.
goes up after got enough room to develop out to the studio.
Why not?
And then we'll go up there, cut the album, just trip so hard and just like record album.
I say we just get a tent and just play out in the open because there's nobody out there, and then we just play with just put some corners up. And that's it.
I think that sounds awesome, but realistically, it should be obviously nothing fancy.
And we just got like hella fans who were like
No, but-
ATV,
Yeah.
like, ski lodge. But I mean, look again. It's like all those things are possible and doable. You know, it's like these are not like
We should make a sheet on the share file, whatever, like ideas. Look at this one.
a folder for vacation spot.
Yeah, like you can like throw ideas in there and we can like review it. Because if we actually buy something, obviously you want to do a lot of research, right?
Hell yeah.
So we can like start like brainstorming like on paper.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
this is so
it's
cool.
true, man. Like taking trips and shit, like it costs a lot of money, to rent these places.
And the difference between owning it and not is tremendous. Like when
Yeah.
it's yours, like it's like our power. It's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a great. I would love that. Would be that's a fantastic idea. Oh yeah, we can share. We can have like we can vacation together and separate and like I guess whoever you vouch for is welcome. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So that's cool.
that I think would be a good thing. Man.
That'd be awesome.
Start saving your monies.
Yeah. I'm done buying crap for the house.
Yeah, now that you got your new apartment too, it's like
I'm done buying crap for the house. I spent so much money, but it was worth it.
Is this it? Like, so no more foreseeable furniture?
No, I would like a statue of a philosopher there, where that picnic basket is. Like, obviously no picnic basket.
But what about over there? What happened to your bar? You're gonna get a bar over here.
Oh yeah, I'm probably
Is that
not
what's
gonna.
gonna happen?
I'm probably not gonna do that because I don't want clutter,
True.
and I don't need a bar.
I say you just put a sheet over the bike. That's it.
So yeah, that box is not staying. But other than
I
that,
assume
I
that was
like
a
the
garbage
box. Look at isn't the styrofoam though? If like we can
It's
look
like
at
peeking out at you.
look at the way it's cut. It looks so futuristic. Like there was like a bazooka in there. Or
oh
something.
yeah. That's true.
You should probably frame that.
I was gonna say if you hung it up on the wall, it might look like
It probably will.
a piece of modern art.
Mind if I take a look at that styrofoam?
Yeah, sell it to him, Gus. No, it's my art. I found art.
Yeah.
It was just styrofoam until I gave it artistic vision. Oh, the horizontal looks good too.
You can have it if you want.
It's like some tribal African shit.
Yeah, just like at your old place. He's into it. Save it for the vacation.
Probably not.
I was thinking, no, that's too narrow. I was looking at that spot. I was thinking, man, we should put a painting over there too, or a drawing, maybe some cool thing.
That would be weird.
I'll put it away.
I think you're onto something though. I was gonna do it, so I'm happy you at least got up.
But yeah, no more. I would like a philosopher statue. I saw a few cool ones, but nothing that I would really buy, and they're kind of expensive too.
Yeah.
So if I find one, I'll get one. But other than that, little statues of decoration.
Yeah, just get it 3D printed. Get a cool 3D
Or
printed
make
one.
Ian build it.
Yeah, I could sculpt it for you in Blender, and
But
then
how expensive would that be? Would that be super expensive?
for me to do it for you.
No, for
A 3D printed statue of a philosopher.
yeah,
I know a guy who does 3D printing. I'll be like, yo, print this shit.
it's not super expensive.
I own a 3D printer. I just gotta fix it.
You own one?
Well, how big do you want it? Like,
You have a 3D printer?
well, the school does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but somebody fucking vandalized it. They
Really?
gotta fix it. They cut some wires with a blade.
People are shitholes.
I know, man. It's just like, why?
It's such like a thug thing to do.
Why? Like, just like beautiful a piece of equipment.
It's a 2D world, bitch.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
but
that
he's-
could be cool.
He's a revolutionary.
Yeah. I could copy like if we go to the Met or something, we'll find there's probably a bust of Socrates or something.
So you can design it and then have it printed?
There was an app, I think. For
That would be amazing.
Or we could just photo scan it too.
Yeah, there's an iPhone app, or at least I think there was, where you can take a picture and like do a 360 picture, and they would like
Yeah,
process.
photo scan.
Oh yeah.
Photogrammetry. it's
Oh, so I
called.
can take a picture and then they can 3D it.
You have to take many pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then that's basically how it works.
Oh, I got a circle.
So you go like kind of do all over it, and then the computer puts it all
Okay.
together, and then bang,
That's
instant
crazy.
3D model.
That's beautiful.
That sounds nice. Yeah. How much would that cost me for everything?
For the printing, I don't know, but for like going and taking the pictures, it's like virtually free. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, other than fare to the city to get one.
What if
and I
that-
mean, if you look online too,
What about just from like a 2D picture? Just like can they do anything with that?
you can get like a relief, but not like a sculpture in the round like that you could look at from every angle, unless there's
Somebody's out there willing to do that for you.
if there's like let's say there's a famous sculpture by a famous like Rodin or something like
Yeah.
that, and he did like I think he actually did do what's his name, Balzac, the philosopher author, or is it Goethe? Either way, he did one of those guys. So like something like that, which is a famous piece of art, might already have somebody might have like cataloged it as a 3D thing already. So if that exists and you can get that, then you can.
Oh, okay. But
This
yeah,
would be a good business idea. Just go to the Met and photo scan all the sculptures, bring them back, and be like, "Yo, here's a 3D printed
Yeah.
fucking Pieta."
but yeah, that
I
sounds
think,
like
no, I've actually seen a 3D printed Pieta, so that means that there's a Pieta file like on the internet.
That's like that shit you showed me yesterday. It's like everything we were kind of like talking about doing.
Yeah,
Like
the
VR
VR.
thing.
I was like, yo, should I move out there and like try to like join this company or something? Like,
Wow.
I don't even know.
Where is it located?
There's 2 locations. One's in Austin, one's in LA. I found this company online yesterday that's basically kind of doing exactly what I wanted to do
Which
with
is what?
VR, creating like live music VR experiences and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're like really doing it.
Oh, really?
But I don't think it's taken off yet, you know? So that's why I'm like, oh, there's still plenty of time to get on board with it. I don't feel too discouraged. But yeah, they're really deep in it. But I looked at their team too, and it's like they have a team of like 8 geniuses, you know? It's like all these people are fucking super like awesome artists, engineers, designers. Like,
Are they looking for job people?
they are actually hiring, but not for anything I would be qualified to do.
What kind of stuff?
I think one is like a very technical like job where I think it was about writing code and shit like that, and then the other one was like a lead concept artist, which is like, you know, I kind of come close to that one if I had like 10 years of experience.
Why can't you just submit anyway?
I could, but I mean, it's like, oh, I have like nothing really to show them.
Show me regular art. Be like, this is a concept for something.
Nah, that sucks. That's bullshit. It's like so not even close. But what I am going to do is,
Copy their ideas.
yes,
I'm kidding.
I am going to do that for sure.
I mean, why not in a certain
I know.
sense?
I was looking. I was like, "Oh, this is great." You know, it's like
You can be. It's like Facebook versus MySpace. Maybe it'll come to that. Okay.
yeah, it could. You know, because that's the thing. It's like I think one of the reasons that VR isn't because then I was like thinking about the whole VR thing, and I was like, you know, it seems like people have been talking a lot of hype for VR for a couple of years now. Like I was finding these articles from 2015 and stuff like that, and it's like now it's 2018, 3 years. It's kind of a long time, and the technology still isn't like ramped up yet, as far as I can tell. But I'm wondering, it's like, I think it's still just a problem of the hardware because still to run a VR, you have to have like a super powerful computer. And so the average user does not like have a super powerful
Yeah, but
computer.
can you do VR with PS4 too?
Can you?
You can.
You can. What about Xbox?
I think so too, right? Or no?
I don't think so.
So PS4 can do it.
Yeah.
I think it's lower resolution.
It might not be like the best VR machine, but I'm sure it's
You know,
good. Right?
It's like half the it's like 720 instead of 1080.
I wonder what percentage of like PlayStation users like have the Sony VR.
Maybe we can buy a cabin together. We can buy a PS4 together.
And then, just saying. That's what kind of
We're gonna need a
inspired.
PS4 for
That's
a
what
cabin.
kind of inspired
Yeah.
it, actually.
We go there and play VR.
Yeah, I wonder if you could go out in the field and do it. Because of course there's going to be like a field
That's
that have like a VR area.
just don't trip.
Yeah, clear it out. It'll maybe on the pitch.
Yeah, on the pitch.
Yeah, man. Anyway, we're gonna dream big. We're gonna landscape this bitch. That's what I'm excited about too. It's just doing the landscaping, so it's like a beautiful.
That would be
Garden of
so
Eden.
awesome.
You get my mom out there.
Yeah, call her.
Like fix this shit up.
Call like random moms to help.
Moms love that shit. They just get to work. Dude.
Yeah, because people want things to do like that. Like those are cool projects. I think like
Yeah.
life is too boring for most people. It's like, man, if only I had something interesting to do.
Yeah, gardening seems pretty cool. Maybe I would also like to have like one plant.
One plant.
Yeah.
So philosopher statue. One.
Yeah. Wait, one plant for my bedroom.
I'm gonna make a note of this actually, just to look this up for you.
point and a philosopher's statue.
Uh,
You should get some.
Just the philosopher.
You know, you should get a bench over there and put some plants on it.
That could work.
You know, I don't block out that area.
But yeah, other than like a little thing here and there, and I'm open to a small modification, but this is pretty much it. Yeah, I don't want a lot of crap.
No, you don't need much more.
Yeah, I'm done.
The reason I say plants is plants are always like good to have just for like air.
Yeah, I would like one
filtration and
plant
stuff.
or two.
I'm sure you could look up like what types of plants exist
Yeah.
for like whatever.
Cactus is kind of amusing to me, but maybe not.
I think, you know, you want to go with the decor of the room too. Like, there are some plants that are more somber than others. You know, sorry to use the word somber, but like they just, you know, some flowers are very like outrageous, and it's like, whoa, like a hydrangea. It's like a crazy like bubble.
I like begonia.
What does that one look
begonia.
like?
Have you heard of that one?
I have, but I'm not sure what it looks like.
It's, I don't know, a nice little flower.
Yeah, there you go. But so things like that. So you know you want something that's a little more like fitting to the space,
You
but
gotta
that's not
get
going to be.
something a little sunlight too, because
Yeah.
you don't have this open a lot.
Yeah. I do like during the day. Well, I like it because we're having a meeting, but
Oh, okay, but you
Usually-
can normally keep it up.
during the day I will have just like a thin one on.
Mm.
You know. But,
So I wanted to go back to something you said like hours ago now, but we were talking about drama. One of the things like I'm realizing more as like an artist is like the value of drama.
Mhm.
You know, it's like it really like you can work so hard as an artist to try and create like a compelling experience, but really it's like if you add the right element of drama, it does all the work for you to have a good story underneath something. You know, it's so much more powerful to like see a person struggling than it is to see like any kind of
Happiness.
what's that?
Happiness? Or
Yeah. Or just like if things are okay, you know, it's like if you understand. Or no, it can be happiness, you know. But it's like if you just do things like as an abstract thing. So it's like if I did a landscape, right? A painting of a landscape. I didn't put any people in the landscape, you know. It's like the landscape is moving when you look at it, you know. But it's like if I paint a landscape and then I put like two armies about to attack each other, it's like, oh my god, like
yeah.
even if the landscape wasn't as well painted, because now there's this true like human struggle taking place, like I feel like that is a truly attractive thing to people, you know. It's like people want to be able to dig in.
what about you give me an idea? Okay, so you have the landscape, right? And let's say there is no army. Let's say, you know, it's a big like woodsy kind of landscape. You know, some forest and shit, trees, dirt, you know, classic landscape. And, you know, it just looks like a normal landscape, but you look at it, you know, it's like there's like a downed tree over there, and then there's like a trail, and then you see maybe some spots of blood. And if you look around, maybe you see like somebody hiding like behind something, you know, like some kind of like Where's Waldo shit, where the longer you stare at it, the more it like unravels like the story.
That could be a good thing too.
You know, look into that.
That is good. But anyway, because then I was just thinking about it in terms of like the animation ideas, you know, where it's like, I think there's like something about doing things like full abstraction, but then at the same time, I feel like when things are like kind of clinging to a story, it becomes something different.
I like abstract thinking, but not abstract paintings. I hate abstract,
You hate abstract art?
generally.
Is it because the lack of technical?
Yeah,
talent.
Okay.
I feel like the best abstract artists see the drama in the abstraction. So it's like when you look at something, it's like you see like, I don't know, like whatever the abstraction is, and like you have to read into that like some sort of drama. You know, you're like, oh, this color is like conquering that color, or these two colors and shapes are meeting in a certain way. It's like if I feel like the best artists like do that with abstraction, and then they put the layer of like figuration on top of it, you know. So it's like the idea is present like at the big level of the painting, like you see the action, but then you look at the abstraction, and it's like even in the abstraction, the idea is being
that's
repeated.
cool. Yeah.
I think that's the best kind of design.
Yeah, but abstract is probably the thing I can relate to the least in life.
Out of anything,
Yeah.
even this basket.
Yeah. That basket is pretty out of my character, but
Should should keep treats in there like that.
I'm curious to know what's in here.
Just a blanket.
Just a blanket? Yeah, condoms. That's not bad. I heard this Prince song the other day.
Like, I've never
I
heard
got
much of his
condoms
music.
in my basket.
That I think it must be called. The whole song is like that. He's like, I met this girl, like she had a pocket full of horses, like Trojans, and then it's all about
that's like,
you know, and the whole song is like one big sexual innuendo. It's crazy.
I love that shit.
That's Prince for you.
Good
song.
I was listening to this like corny Portuguese music yesterday, and it was called "Gay Wedding." The song,
Okay.
and it was like a accordion thing, and then it's a lot of wordplay because he talks about like they're having a gay wedding, like having this feast. And it's like, but they're saying these words, but if like when you say these words, it sounds like other words. So it's basically like he's taking like it up the ass and all that stuff. Yeah. He always does that shit. He's the same guy that talks about going like putting your car in the neighbor's garage. He's like, put your car out, take your car out of like the neighbor's wife's garage. And he's like, there's the ones like where he talks about like hot fish, but if you say like, it's like if you say bacalhau con alho or whatever, it sounds like a curse, but it's like, oh, it's codfish with garlic, you know? It's like, it's the whole thing is like, he's just being cheeky, like that's his whole like thing. He's like,
And he's like a pop artist?
yeah, it's like one of the most popular. Like, it's
That sounds awesome, but it's all in Portuguese?
yeah,
I wish I could understand it.
go to Google Translate that shit.
Learn Portuguese.
Yeah, but I've never really.
That's funny, but it's like I was laughing at it and like it was so stupid, but it's like it's the contrast.
So it's like he writes like joke songs.
Yeah, they're kind of all like jokes.
Like John LaJoie.
They're all double
Have you heard of him?
entendre, basically.
Yeah.
It's like he's never like the other one is like he's talking about like it's like he meets like he's like going around town. He meets like some girls and they're talking about like, oh, I haven't seen you in a long time, and it's like, how's your family? And he's like, how are the animals on the farm? And he's like, what animals? And he's like, you know, your mother, she's like a donkey, you know, like your dad, he's like a pig, you know, your aunt, she's like this. You're like, he's going through like all these insults in Portuguese that are different animals. And I was like, this is so stupid. But it's like, I was like laughing at it. I was like,
That does sound
fucking,
pretty fun.
it fucking got me.